What it do, guys? Manjoume here, and today we're checking out the Digimon card game 2024 tutorial deck Renamon. This was given out for free at, I think, some event. I'm not entirely sure. I'll try to put it up on the screen right now, but yes, this was a freebie. You could get it for free. If you did not go, you'd have to buy it. They're not incredibly expensive. One thing that is very notable is that these are shorter decks. These are not full-sized decks, and they're meant to teach you how to play the game. And what we're going to do here is go over the contents and each of the cards. So first of all, you have the mat, on the back of which, and I guess we can take a tiny look at that. It's a fairly decent, it's not like toilet paper, like some of that really cheap stuff. But, you know, if you like it, it's not terrible. So it has basically the manual, what they would normally put as those 4 little cards that we've seen in the past. And on the other side, you have artwork. And it's actually pretty cool. And you can even get that Digimon Liberator webcomic link to it right there. So specific Renamon playmat, it's really cool. For something that's supposed to help teach you how to play the game, important. However, I have seen the complaint, which I agree with, that if you have this and you're like, oh wait, what's that one thing we have to do? And then you have to move the cards off, check it, and then put them back. So would have been cool just to have it blank and then just put the cards in that tell you the rules. Or use a different artwork on the other side like they did for the starter decks. But for a free product, I guess you can't be too picky. Now, for the contents itself, I think we can go ahead and do the eggs first. We have 4 Viximons. Your turn once per turn. When you use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, draw 1. Draw 1 card from your deck. Really good. And let's go through the contents. They could have put the QR code for Digimon Liberators on here, but what can you do? Now we have reprints of cards from other sets. This is before BT17 came out, so the cards I got from that can actually be used to augment this deck and actually make one. Now another thing to note is that it does say not for resale on each one of these cards. So you can't resell it, but it doesn't say you can't use them in a normal duel, or you just have an agreement with your buddies to say, hey, these technically say that. Is it okay if I use them? So we have Renamon from EX2 with an on playability. Reveal the top 4 of your deck. Add 1 Cubimon, Tiaomon, Sakuyamon in its same, and 1 Rika. So really good searcher. I'm hoping there's 4, and there are. That's really good. Its inheritable is your turn once per turn. When you use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, gain 1 memory. So you're kind of recouping some of what you're using. Then we have EX4 Renamon, who is dual yellow-blue. So that's interesting. This one evolves from Viximon for a cost of 0. The other one just had a cost of 0 from any level 2 yellow. Now, if it's any other blue or yellow, it would cost 1, but Viximon specifically is 0. On play until the end of your opponent's turn, 2 of their Digimon with 4,000 or less DP cannot attack. Your turn once per turn. When you use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, gain 1 memory. Only 2 of those, but I think it actually has the exact same inheritable as the other Renamon. So there's kind of a theme there. And we'll talk about what cards you can use to augment this set. Then we have Cubimon. Digivolving from a yellow, it costs 2. When Digivolving, you may activate 1 of the following effects. Return 1 option card with a plugin in its name from your trash to your hand, so it's recycling, or by trashing an option card with plugin in its name, draw 2. So you do get the choice, and I mean, either one's going to be a good choice, and it really depends on the situation at hand. And we did get only 3, still pretty strong. Then we have Cubimon from EX2, costing 2 from a level 3. When Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 option with plugin in its name among them to your hand. Then return the rest of the bottom of the deck. And, oh, actually, this Cubimon did not have an inheritable. This one does. Your turn, once per turn. When you use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for the turn. And we got another 3 of those. So it's looking like we're not getting quite full sets of evolutionary lines, which is fine because we will be augmenting this. And then we have Telmon from EX2, costing 3 from a level 4. When digivolving, you may play 1 Rika from your hand without paying the cost. Pretty good because usually Tamer is going to be 3 to 4. You might have some cheaper ones, but it's going to be 3 to 4 probably. Your turn, once per turn. When you use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for the turn, which actually plays into that EX2 Cubimon, so that makes sense evolutionary line wise. And yeah, there's 4 of those. Sakuyamon EX2, 3 on top of that, level 5. When digivolving, one of your Digimon unsuspends, and for each of your tamers, return 1 option card with plugin in its name from your trash to the hand. Your turn. When you use option cards with a cost of 2 or more, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 for the turn. So those effects are supposed to stack up. So you have minus 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7 from the champion. And what did she do? Oh, she would gain a memory for that. So pretty interesting. And again, remember, if an opponent's Digimon were to decrease with those minus 3000s, minus 2000 to 0, it would then be deleted. So you're getting 3 of those. I don't think I have enough because you guys have seen all the Renamon line that I pulled from BT17 and the other packs that I've gotten. We have Rika, and this is from EX2, and her effect is start of turn. If you have 2 or less memory, set it to 3. Your turn. When any of your Digimon with Renamon, Cubimon, Taomon, or Sakuyamon in their names attack by suspending this tamer, you may use 1 option card with plugin in its name without paying the cost. And this says when you use option cards with a use cost of 2 or more, not that you paid 2, but that you used it. It says you may use it. So I think that counts, even if you don't have to pay for it. I think that does count. So you get 2, only 2 of those, so wish there were more, of course. And then we have some plugins, because, hey, all this talk of plugins, I hope we have some. We have the Pause plugin, which is actually a promo. While you have a Tamer, you may ignore the color requirement, which wasn't really a big deal for her. Until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6000 DP, and its when digivolving effects can't activate. Then its security effect, same thing, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6000 DP for the turn, then add this card to your hand, so you get it. Sweet, we have 2 of those. Those would be harder ones to find. Then from EX2, we have Offensive Plugin A. Again, while you have the Tamer, you can ignore the color requirement, which is great since it's red. She wouldn't normally be able to play it. Main, one of your Digimon gets plus 1 security, so pretty neat. But its security effect is actually different. It says reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Tamer among them to your hand, return the rest of the bottom, then add this card to your hand. So either way, you're gonna get the card. Then 1 Digivolution Plugin S. Again, while you have the Tamer, you don't care about the color. Main, draw 1. Then, without paying the cost, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card in the hand that can digivolve for a Digivolution cost of 3 or less. Security, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon, put the rest back, then add this to your hand. So very similar in the vein of the red. Now this was a sister deck to the coming up 2024 tutorial deck Guillemon. And this, I believe, is the first time we've seen Renamon's cards in form of a starter or pre-constructed deck. We have seen Guillemon in its own Gallantmon deck, and Terriermon has his own deck as well. The cards that I have that can possibly go into this are all the ones we got from BT17, which is really just some rookies. Then BT17, playset of Cubimon. A couple more of those EX2, although I think if we have 3, I might not be able to use all of them. I do have 4 Taomon, so that's really neat. Although I only have 1 Sakuyamon, gonna have to augment that with some other stuff. I do have 1 Rika in its original foil appearance. Rika from BT17. Digivolution plugin. I do have a couple offensive plugins. A high-speed plugin D that we actually didn't see in the starter set. A blue card, which was not seen as well. And then if we want to add yellow memory boost or something, not too sure. And I'm kind of playing around with the idea of Digimon, just because on play you get a tamer from your hand on top of your security stack, so that if you get attacked, it plays it out. And then during all your turns, when you play one, a tamer that is, you can play a level 3 Digimon from your hand without paying the cost. So that's just one thing that I'm kind of thinking about, just because I had to, and I'm like, you know, could put that in there. Well guys, that's the Digimon card game 2024 tutorial deck Renamon. If you want to stay up to date with my videos and live streams on both YouTube and Twitch, got links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe, and consider joining. That's all for now guys. Manjoume out.